everybody, Allie Gear here, and I want to share with you a self-myofascial release technique to really help to kind of unwind the feet, wake up the feet, enhance proprioception, enhance kind of your body just through working with the feet. So right here I have a rad roller. This is a rad round. It comes in a 3-pack of 3 different size balls, and this is the lime green one. You can also use something like a tennis ball though, because sometimes less is really more when we're working with the body. So when you're ready, come on up to stand by unwinding the feet. And this is something, a technique that I like to do on a regular basis. So morning and night while I'm brushing my teeth or something, or just have a few minutes just to really unwind the body. So by releasing the feet, the bottom of the feet, the plantar fascia, we can actually unwind tension that we might be experiencing in the calves and the hamstrings, up the sacrum, up the spine, all the way up to the head. We can actually, just by releasing our feet, we can actually enhance range of motion through that entire line of tissue. So I'm going to kind of face the side here and come a little bit closer so that you can see me. And we're going to step the right heel and right at the center of the heel. So you're going to step your right heel just right onto the myofascial ball, and then you're going to step in and step out. And just kind of a rule of thumb, it should never be sharp shooting or painful, right? If there's an area that we're experiencing swelling, we want to avoid that area and work around it instead. So then you're going to step in and hold that pressure, and then I'm just going to kind of start to almost rock my heel side to side like I'm kind of digging the ball into the ground. It might even feel a little crunchy. It's okay if you fall off the ball. And also, if you're feeling a little wobbly, you can also use the support of a wall. And then I'm going to come just kind of right at the callus of the heel, so just right above it. This is a really good point for releasing any tension if you have plantar fasciitis. So right here, you're going to step in, and then you're going to just start to rock from side to side. So just like we did before. And then you're going to roll to the ball of your foot now. Let your heel drop to the floor, right? And then what I'm going to try to do, as you can see, the ball is right on the ball of my foot. And then what I'm going to try to do now is I'm going to keep everything the same and try to kind of wrap my toes over the myofascial ball. You might get a little bit of cramping. You might get a little bit of a stretch at the top of the foot. If you can, try to keep that. And then you're going to start to rock side to side across the top of your foot. And if you look down, you might even see kind of the knuckles of your foot popping up as we mobilize the joints in the bottom of the foot. And then you're going to pause, and then you're going to start to roll. So I'm going to hold pressure, sustained pressure, and I'm going to start to roll from the ball of my foot towards my heel nice and slow. And then I'm going to take that pressure off and just drag it back to the ball of the foot. So I'm rolling from ball to heel, just kind of exploring that sensation on the bottom of the foot, noticing the arch of the foot, maybe any tension areas, maybe any areas that kind of stand out as interesting. And then I'm going to land on one of those interesting spots, not the most painful or sharp or shooting, but just one of those interesting spots. Pause there and take a few deep breaths. And then you're going to come off of that pressure, and I call this scribbling. It's just a really, really light, superficial touch. Stimulates lymph and our body's ability to kind of clean up the area, getting rid of what we don't need anymore. Also, it's going to stimulate all these little sensory nerves at the bottom of your foot, which in turn will enhance your proprioception. So your understanding of where your body is in space. But the cool part is it's also going to enhance this interoception. So our connection and our understanding of what's happening under the skin, right? pretty fascinating stuff here. So keep scribbling. I usually do this for about a minute. Scribble all over, enhance blood flowing, circulation. And then I want you to come off the myofascial ball and take a moment just to stand and to notice your footprint. So notice the difference between the right and the left side. Maybe notice blood flow, circulation, a shift or a change in sensation. Maybe even a little feeling of being out of balance. And then take a deep breath in and an exhale out. And then we're going to do the same thing to that left foot. So you're going to start with your left heel and you're going to step in and out. So I'm going to step in and out. And then I'm right on that heel. I'm going to step in and hold pressure. And then you're just going to start to rock your heel from side to side, kind of waking up. You might feel a little grainy or a little sandy as we go over that thick, dense fascia. Of course, avoiding any pain, sharp shooting sensation. And then I'm going to come just below, so I'm right at the callus of the heel. If you need a visual, I'm like right at the callus of the heel here. And then same thing here, holding that pressure, and then you're going to just start to rock across from side to side. Nice breath, not holding the breath, not creating tension in the jaw. And then roll to the ball of your foot. If you can, let that heel drop towards the floor. And then keep that. So the ball's right under the ball of my foot. And then I'm going to try to almost like wrap the tops of my toes over the ball as if I'm kind of like a bird with talons trying to grip the ball off the ground. You might get a little bit of crampiness. That's okay. It's good. As long as it's not painful. And then you're going to keep that, if you can, start to rock across the top of your foot, mobilizing the joints of the toes. Rocking side to side. And if you even look down, you can see those joints popping up. Really good. And then you're going to pause, hold pressure, hold that sustained amount of pressure, keep that and roll from the ball of your foot towards your heel, drag it back, and go a little bit slower so that you can kind of just tune into that sensation. Maybe notice if this side feels a little different. Find an interesting spot to land on, and then you're just going to hold pressure and breathe. I usually like to say maybe 3 to 5 breaths to sustain that pressure. And then you're going to come off of that pressure and scribbling, really, really, really light superficial touch. And I'm just kind of scribbling, and no rhyme or reason, just kind of all over the bottom of my foot, really just kind of waking up all of those sensory nerves, kind of sitting at the surface of the foot. Scribbling all over, doing that for about a minute. Keep breathing. And then come off of that, and then let's just scribble again on that right foot. Really light touch here. Just all over bottom of the foot. And then one more time, switch. Left foot. Scribble away. And then last time on that right foot again. Really just cleaning up the area. Set your myofascial ball off to the side, and come to stand onto the floor, onto your mat, and just take a moment there just to kind of notice your footprint. Notice the difference. Notice the way perhaps the toes now are spreading. Notice the way the arches are lifting. And just taking this time to really tune into that experience in your body, right at the surface of your feet. And then we'll just take a nice little stretch here. So you're going to inhale and reach your arms up. And then as you exhale, you're going to come into a fold. And you bend your knees as much as you need to. Let your head shake out and just release there. Now, if you'd like to, you can come into a downward facing dog and just get a nice deep stretch through the backs of the feet, through the backs of the legs. Maybe bend one knee and straighten the other. And then you're going to make your way onto your knees. Tuck all 10 toes into your mat. So all 10 toes into your mat. And then your hands can stay into the floor here, or you can bring your hands up onto your thighs. Hands can also come onto blocks, or you can bring your hands all the way up so you're sitting on your heels. And then see if you can kind of tuck that pinky toe under. So just getting a nice deep stretch through the plantar fascia of the foot to also help to unwind this whole back side of the body. Also really just waking up through the feet. And just kind of anchor into your breath here. If you're feeling a lot of sensation, it's probably very normal. And just settle into breath. Take 3 more full breaths. And then exhale out. One more time, inhale, exhale. Last one, breathe in, breathe out. And then you're just gonna slowly bring your hands forward, back to all fours. It might feel a little sticky in the feet, and then you're just gonna tap it out. And then maybe one last time in the downward facing dog, just taking that moment to notice the difference. Breathe in, breathe out. So use this on a regular basis to really help your body feel energized and to feel release when you need to find that. I hope you enjoy. Namaste.